Hola, I'm back. I had more stuff, so I just thought, why don't I make another video? So I'm not doing the noodles yet, but I am going to show you what I did with the rest of the daikon radish. And I don't have anybody on yet. Let's see what happens. But I was gonna give it a couple of minutes and I'll wash my hands and I'm gonna make it short. So Michelle, the health coach here. I love fermenting vegetables. I help people get healthier by learning what to eat and what not to eat, and I also help uncover the root cause of their health issues. And I do this through evaluating labs, and basically am a consultant and kind of an in-between for somebody and their doctor, because sometimes even doctors don't look deep enough. So I can't diagnose people, but I can uncover some suspect things. So looks like a couple people are jumping on. So if you caught me a little while ago, I had a Korean daikon radish that was about this big. And I sliced it up and I layered it with green onions and chili peppers and poured a brine over it. So that is one way to ferment vegetables. But I'm gonna do a self-brining one this time. So I took the rest of the daikon and I had some carrots, and I'm still gonna finish up my green onions that I have left over. So I just used my food processor and I used the shredding disc. And so I shredded some carrot and the rest of the daikon, and I'm gonna measure it because that's gonna tell me how much salt I'm gonna need. So you can see it's kind of a nice shredded. So let's see, it's usually about 1 rounded teaspoon per pound of vegetables. But because I've got carrots and the daikon, they're softer vegetables, I'm going to do a little bit more because the softer vegetables have more sugar and it needs more salt in order to prevent. So that's 1 pound. To prevent mold from forming in your ferment. So I think I'm getting pretty good at just guessing. I think that's going to be about another pound. Okay, 12 ounces, that is close enough. So I am just going to take my fine sea salt, and you want to use fine sea salt, and this is pink salt, but I've even used the fine sea salt from Trader Joe's. I'm gonna do, that's 2 heaping, but I'm gonna do 3 because I think with the soft vegetables, it's gonna need 3. And then I'm going to chop up the rest of my green onion. Just, normal kind of sliced. So this is going to have a completely different texture than the other one, but it's going to be really delicious and it'll be really yummy to throw on a salad. So I have about, I don't know, big handful. So I'm just going to toss it together. And so I've got, so if you saw the last video, you saw that I made a brine to pour over the vegetables, but because the vegetables are so wet, I do not need to do that because it's got its own juiciness. So let's see, I have a tiny bit of this pepper left. I'm going to add that too. Why not? You can do whatever you want. There are no rules. So I'm going to chop it a little finer. It's actually a good idea to use gloves when you chop up peppers, and sometimes I'll even wear gloves when I'm massaging the vegetables because the salt, if you've got like little cuts on your hands, the salt will be stingy. So you don't have to work it like when you do cabbage and really like shrink it down because it's so wet. So I'm just going to take my jar and I am going to pack it in. And this is not going to take very long to ferment either. I bet it only takes about 3 days max. It's cold because the vegetables have been in the refrigerator, so it'll heat up as it sits on the counter. My house has been about between 71 and 73 degrees. That's about the minimum. Okay, so this is just kind of loosely packed. I'm going to use the kraut pounder. And see, look at all the juice it made. And I didn't add any water. I'm going to add a little bit more. I actually should be able to get this all in. It wasn't quite 2 pounds, and I normally can squeeze about 2 pounds of shredded vegetables in a quart size. Ooh, look at all that juice. So you can use one of those weights that I used in the last video or not. That's about 1 inch. I think this is going to stay down. Like chopped cilantro would also have been a good addition to this combo if I had some available. And I'm going to use one of my nipple things. I think I put them all away. Let's see. So I'm going to use another one of my nipple covers. I'm going to let it sit with the other one for about 3 days, and that is all you do. So you can see how nice and juicy it is. I didn't use, can you see it? It's juicy. I didn't use any brine. It's just all the juice from the carrots and the radish. And this is going to be super delicious. Thanks for joining.